Hello dear student. So today we are going to discuss exercise 6.5 maxima and minima from class 12 calculus. Okay. So in this exercise we have a lot of question up to question number 29. Okay. So we solve one by one question. So let's see from question number 1. Clear? So question number 1 is about maxima and minimum value if any of the following function given by. So question number 1 contain 4 question. Roman number 1, Roman number 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So from this 4 question I will solve 2 question. Okay. Other 2 you try by yourself. Like that in question number 2 also we have 5 questions, so we will see 1, 2, 3, 4. We will solve some question of question number 2 also. So without wasting time, let us start. Okay. So question number 1. Question number 1. So first Roman number 1 I will start. Roman number 1. The function is given here, f of x, which is equal to 2x minus 1 whole square plus 3. So this is the function. So we first find the ddx of this function. Okay. So there is not mentioned by which method you are finding the value. So we solve by second derivative test. Okay. So you already know that we have to find the maxima and minima by first derivative test also, and the second also we have to find. So now here we apply the second process, that is second order derivative. So first we solve this solution. So here our f of x, which is equal to 2x minus 1 whole square plus 3. This is our f of x. Okay. Now we find f dash x. F dash x. So this is what we apply here, the chain rule. Okay. As I call it, what abnormal x. When you see the abnormal x, then we apply the chain rule. Actually this is what? This is like that function, but it's not x square. Okay. If you have x square, then we directly differentiate, but we apply here the chain rule. So this is become 2x minus 1 and ddx of this again 2x minus 1 and plus this become ddx of 3 become 0. So which is equal to 2x minus 1. If you differentiate this, then you will get 2. So which is 2x minus 1. So this is what? F dash x. This is f dash x. Now we find f double dash x. Okay. So if you are going to find f double dash x, then this is like that 2x minus 1, which is equal to 4 into 2, which is equal to 8. So you understand what I am saying? First of all, I take the function and differentiate it one time. Okay. Now second time I differentiate it. After differentiating the second time, I will get the value 8. Okay. So now I am going to find a critical point. Okay. So for finding the function is maxima or minima, we have to find the critical point. Okay. So critical point, for critical point we have to take f dash x equal to 0. Okay. This is for maxima or minima. Okay. Maxima or minima or minima. Clear? Now you put the value over here, f dash x 4. This is 2x minus 1 equal to 0. That means 2x equal to 1 and x equal to 1 by 2. So x equal to 1 by 2 is our critical point. Now this critical point, till we don't know our function is maxima or minima, although we get the value of x here, our x is 1 by 2. Okay, 1 by 2 is our critical point. By getting the critical point, we don't have say that we directly not say that this is maxima or minima. We not understand by getting the critical point. For this we use f double dash x. Okay, so now at x equal to 1 by 2. Okay, at x equal to 1 by 2, we will see that f double dash x, what value we will get? This is 8 only, 8. Okay, so at x equal to 1 by 2, if I will put the value 1 by 2 here, I will get 8. Okay, why 8? Because here there is no value of x, I will put 1 by 2. So directly I will write 8. So 8 means what? It's greater than 0. So we already know that if in our second derivative you will get greater than 0, then we say that the point is minima. Okay, greater than 0, then minima, less than 0 means negative, then maxima. This is positive. So this gives what? Minima. This gives minimum value, minima. So we are going to find the minimum value. Therefore minimum value value. So minimum value we will put it here, f of 1 by 2, which is equal to 2 into 1 by 2 and minus 1 whole square plus 3. So which is equal to 2 cancel, 0 plus 3 equal to 3. So our minimum value is 3. So in this way we find the maximum and minimum value. Okay, this is by the second derivative test. So once again I explain. So I will take the function this, then first order derivative, then second order derivative. Okay, with the help of the first order derivative we will find the critical point. Okay, now by getting the critical point, we don't understand the graph is, the function is maxima or minima. So what can we do? We put the critical point at second order derivative. Okay, then if we will get positive value, then we will set it minima. If we will set the negative value, then we will set maxima. That's minima, so we are going to find the minimum value. Okay, so our answer is 3. So we will get our answer, which is equal to 3 in number 1. So this is question number 1. So question number, now I am going to solve last question, that is Roman number 4. Okay, let's see. So you pause it down, and if you want to note, then note this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah. So number 4. Number 4 is little look like different. Okay, so I will take number 4 to solve. So let's see. Okay, number 4 now. Roman number 4. So function is gx. Gx is equal to x cube plus 1. This is our function. So similarly, what can we do? We differentiate. So solution. So we write the function here, g of x, which is equal to x cube plus 1. This is g of x. Now we find the first order derivative. This is 3x square plus 0. Okay, 0 we not write 0. Okay, just for showing I show the 0 here. So this is 3x square. So similarly I will do the second derivative. This is 6x. Okay, so what can we do? This we take the function first order derivative, second order derivative. For maxima and minimum value we take what this is g dash x equal to 0. With the help of this we are going to find the critical point. Okay, that is 0. So x is equal to what? It's 0. So the value of x at 0 is our critical point. X equal to 0. Okay, x equal to 0 is our critical point. So we take x equal to 0 and we put at g double dash x x. So we take at x equal to 0. Okay, we take at x equal to 0 and we are going for we put it here g double dash x, which is equal to 6x. Therefore g double x 0 equal to 6 into 0, that means 0. So if we get the g double dash x equal to 0, then we not say about the maxima or minima. So as per given this definition in our textbook, they are saying that you go for the first derivative test. Okay, first derivative test. If you get this is 0. So first derivative test says that if the function travel from negative to positive, then we will set minima, positive and negative, then it will say maxima. Okay, so here we not going for it, that we directly write this as neither maxima and nor minima. Okay, so if neither maxima nor minima, then what can we do? We are saying that point of inflection. So at x equal to 0 is neither maxima nor minima, or nor minima. So what we call point of at therefore x equal to 0 is point of inflection. Point of inflection. Okay, sometime XION also written here. So inflection I generally write like this, inflection. So x equal to 0 we consider as the point of inflection. Clear? Once again this is little different. So we take the function g of x and differentiate first time and second time. We take g dash x equal to 0 and we will find a critical point. Now we take the critical point and put in second order derivative, then we will get 0. If you get 0, then we not say it's maxima or minima. So that point is we consider as the point of inflection. If greater than 0, okay, greater than 0 we call minima. If less than 0 we call maxima. Clear? So this is question number Roman number 1, Roman number 4, question number 1. Okay, so let's see the other question. Now question number 2. Okay, other two question of question number 1 you solve by yourself. Now I am going to solve question number 2. Question number 2. So question number 2 is little important. Okay, so let's see question number 2. Question number 2, Roman number 1. F of x equal to x plus 2 minus 1. Okay, x plus 2 minus 1. Okay, x plus 2 minus 1. So this is modulus function. So as already we discussed that in sharp point we not get dy by dx equal to 0. Okay, so by differentiating directly it's not happen, because at the sharp point we not get dy by dx equal to 0. So you know how we differentiate modulus of x. Okay, modulus of x means if you write like this is same as modulus of x. Modulus of x means the positive value. Okay, positive value. If you put x square, then you will get positive value always. So modulus of x is written in this way. So if you differentiate this, the differentiation of this is little different. This is x. Then what can we do? Differentiating of this x square. Okay, so which is equal to the dx of, so this will become x to power 2 root over 1 by 2. Then this is dt. If you differentiate this, then 1 by 2 come here, 1 by 2 x square 2 power 1 by 2 minus 1 and the dx of x square. This is the differentiation of modulus of x. So if you solve this, you will get 2, this is x square 2 power minus 1 by 2. Okay, this is 2x. So this 2 will cancel. So x will go here, then this will come down. This is modulus of this root over of x square. So which is equal to x by modulus of x. So this is the differentiation. So we differentiate forcefully in this way. Okay, forcefully in this way, but we know that at the sub point our ddx is not possible. So here also we are applying some technique to find the maximum and the minimum value, So let's see how we solve. So here our function is this. Okay, so I write the function here, f of x, which is equal to x plus 2 minus 1. Okay, x plus 2 minus 1. After that, if you take only this x plus 2, okay, x plus 2 means we already know that this is positive value. Okay, it's greater than equal to 0. Now this we already know that this is greater than equal to 0. Now what can we do? I minus 1 to both the side. This is x plus 2 minus 1 greater than equal to 0 minus 1. Okay, so x plus 2, this is minus 1 greater than equal to minus 1. Now what is this? This is a function f of x greater than equal to minus 1. Okay, now see this condition, and the value of the f of x is greater than equal to minus 1. Okay, whatever the value of f of x which is greater than equal to minus 1, that means this f of x has no maximum value, only minimum value this f of x has, because it's greater than equal to minus 1. So it's our function is attain here equal to minus 1, then it's going up. Clear? So whatever the value we get, that's always greater than minus up to -1 we will get. So what value we get? This is minimum value we get. Our minimum value is -1 and the function has no maximum value. So what we will get? No, we will get the minimum value. Okay, the function the function f of x has minimum value. Okay, so minimum value. So minimum value we are going to find. So if you put in function -2 here, -2 means this becomes 0. If this becomes 0, then you will get -1. So at x equal to 2, f of x equal to -1. So minimum value, okay, at x equal to -2, not 2, it's -2. At x equal to -2, if you put this is -2 here, then you will get this 0. If you will get this 0, then you will get -1. So at x equal to -2 is the minimum value of f of x. Okay, so we find minimum value. Where we put? We put it here, f of x. Okay, this is x plus 2 minus 1, f of -2, which is equal to -1. This is our minimum value. Clear? So one more question. Let's take question number 3. Question number 3. So let's see the question number 3 here. Roman number 3. Question number 2, Roman number 3. So this is hx. The function is hx equal to sine 2x plus 5. Sine 2x plus 5. Okay, sine 2x plus 5 we will get. Now we will see that sine, the value of sine, okay, the value of sine is what? -1 to 1. Okay, -1 to 1. Whatever the value we get, that are -1 to 1. So we know that. So here we know that -1 less than equal to sine 2x less than equal to 1. Clear? So this we will take sine 2x. The value of the sine x is, the limit is -1 to 1. Okay, so after that we are trying to making this as a function. So what can we do? I will add 5 to all. This is sine 2x plus 5. Okay, this is 1 plus 5. So this is 4 less than equal to this. What we will get? Sx. This will 6. Now see, 4 less than equal to sx less than equal to 6. Now from the function what we will get? You see, so 4 to 6. Now we tell that maximum value, what is get? The 6. The function sx, maximum value is the 6 and the minimum value is 4. That the function, the hx has maximum value what? 6, and sx has minimum value, that is 4. Okay, minimum value 4, the maximum value what? Maximum value 6. Clear? So this is Roman number 3, question number 2. Now question number 3. Find the local maxima and local minima if any of the following function. Okay, and also find the local maximum and minimum values. First we will find the local maxima and minima. The function is maxima and minima, and we will find the value also. So this is also the same like question number 1. So I'll solve some question from here also. Question number 3. Question number 3, and I will take Roman number 2 first. Roman number 2, that is gx, x cube minus 3x. This is Roman number 2 from question number 3. So we are going to find local minima and maxima. So what can we do? We find a g dash x, that is 3x square minus 3, double dash again. So what we will get? 3 to 6, 6x. Okay, 6x. Now we take what? Take gx equal to g dash x equal to 0. That means this is g dash x. That means 3x square minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, this equal to 0. That is 3x square minus 1 equal to 0. So x equal to plus 1 minus 1. So we will get 2 point, x equal to 1, x equal to minus 1. Now we will put this 2 point and we will see the maxima and minima or not. So we will get 2 critical point. So first I will take x at x equal to 1. So where we put this x equal to 1? We put this x equal to 1 in g double dash x. Where is g double dash x? Here. This is g double dash x. Now g double dash x equal to what? 6x. Therefore g double dash, if you put 1, then you will get 6 into 1 equal to 6, which is greater than 0. That means positive. Positive means local what? Local minima. Positive means minima. Okay, this is local minima. Therefore minimum value, local minimum value, local minimum value. We put it here gx. Here we will put g of 1. No? We take 1, that is 1 cube minus 3 into 1, that is 1 minus 3 equal to minus 2. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Okay, minus 2 is the value of local minimum value. Clear? Now I will check at minus 1. So at minus 1, let's come here. At x minus 1, we will check that it's local maxima and minima. So I will wrap this question also. Yeah. So continue from there. Okay. At x equal to minus 1. At x equal to minus 1, we are going to prove. Okay. So at x equal to minus 1, we put in g double dash x. G double dash x, where this is 6x. 6x. Therefore, g double dash minus 1, you will get 6 into minus 1, that is minus 6. You will get minus 6. Minus 6 means maximum. When you get the negative value, okay, negative, then we will call local maxima. Local maxima. Therefore, maximum value, okay, therefore local maximum value, g of minus 1, so minus 1 cube, no, minus 1 cube minus what we will get 3 minus 1, So this is minus 1, this is plus 3 equal to 2. This is maximum value is 2 and the minimum value we will get minus 2. So in this way we will solve the question. We will find the first derivative, second derivative, then we will find the maxima and minima value. Okay, so very easy. Once you understand, you definitely able to solve this type of question. Okay, so let's see some of the other question. Okay, now take question number 3. Question number 3, Roman number 3. Let's see this. Roman number 3. So hx is given. Hx, which is equal to sin x plus cos x. This. So we have to check that local maximum and local minima, if any. Okay, so condition is given that 0 less than x less than pi by 2. This condition. So again here also we are finding ddx. Okay, so first derivative test. So here solution, let's see. So here the function is hx. Sin x plus cos x. Okay, sin x plus cos x. After that, a is this x. So we know that ddx of sin x means cos x, and this is ddx of cos x is minus sin x. Clear? Minus sin x. Second derivative test. ddx of cos x is minus sin x, and ddx of sin x is cos x. This is second order derivative. So we take what? This. We take h dash x equal to 0. This is dash. So with the help of this we are going to find a critical value. So critical point. So this is cos x minus sin x equal to 0. Okay, so if I will write this cos x equal to sin x, okay, then this sin x I bring it down, sin x cot x, then it will be 1. So I convert it to 10, then I bring it down, this 1 equal to sin x by cos x. Okay, so sin x by cos x means what? 10x equal to 1. 10x equal to 1. So we know that when the value of the 10x equal to 1, tan 45 degree is equal to 1, cot 45 degree is equal to 1. So the value of x is 45 degree. Okay, the value of x which is 45 degree we have. Okay, value of x is 45. So this implies that, how we write? 10x equal to tan 45. Tan 45 means pi by 4. Okay, pi by 4. That means x equal to pi by 4. So x equal to pi by 4 is our critical point. Now let's see the x equal to pi by 4, at x equal to pi by 4 it's we get maxima or minima. Okay, so at x equal to what? Pi by 4. So where we will put? We will put here is double dash x we already get, this is minus sin x, this is minus cos x. Okay, so s h double dash x is pi by 44, then this is minus sin pi by 4 minus cos pi by 4. Okay, cos pi by 4. Now sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. This is also 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. So root 2 we take like this, minus 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 2. So if you solve like this, you will get what? Minus 2 root 2 by 2, which is equal to minus root 2. So this h, therefore h double dash pi by 4 equal to minus root 2. Minus root 2 is negative value. So what I am saying, if you get the negative value, then we will set maximum. We will get the maximum less than 0, negative. So it's what? Local maxima. Okay, local maxima. So we will get local maxima. Now it's time to find the local maximum value. So therefore maximum value what we will get? h pi by 4. So where we will put? At hx, the main function. So this is sin pi by 4, this is cos pi by 4, that is 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2. So which we already solve. This we already solve, but here plus, so we will get 2, root 2. Okay, root 2 is our answer. Okay, so once again I explain it from the beginning. So this is question number 3. So this is the function which is given in question. So what can we do in that given function? We will find the first derivative, second derivative. With the help of the first derivative, we are going to find a critical point, means the value of the x. Okay, so value of x is pi by 4 now. Now with the help of this critical point, this value of the x, we are going to find the value of h double dash x. So here if you get the negative value, then we will say that maximum. If you get the positive value, then we say that minimum. If you get this equal to 0, then we say that neither maximum nor minimum, or sometimes we say that point of inflation. Clear? And generally what we go for the first derivative test. Okay, first derivative test, and we prove that this is maxima or minima. Clear? Now next question, question number 4. Let's go for the question number 4. Question number 4. Question number 4. Prove that the following function do not have maxima or minima. Okay, the following function do not have maxima and minimum value. So the function f of x, e to power x, g of x, log x, like this, some function is given. Question number 4, Roman number 1. Function is e to power x. E to power x, this is the function. Now you will see that e to power x, now the domain of e to power x is the real number. So if you solve this in this way, f dash x, what you get? E to power x, no change. Okay, no change. So if you put the value of the x here, then you never get 0. So f dash x equal to 0 is not possible here. So domain of e to power x, domain this is R. R is the domain of this. So if we put any value from the R here as a value of the x, then you never get 0. Okay, so f dash x equal to 0 is not possible, okay. Therefore f of x does not have any maxima and minima value. So if you put something, if you put e to power 0, then it will get 1. Okay, if you put minus, then that also not 0. Means any value of the x, if you put it here, then you never get 0. Therefore this function f dash x no critical point. This has no critical point. So maxima and minima is not possible. So this function has not possible to find the maxima and minima. Okay, the function does not have, f of x does not have maxima or minima. Okay, does not have maxima or minima. So very simple, just you see the function. Okay, just you see the function and you see the domain of the function. Okay, domain of the function. After putting the domain, so if you will get not 0, then we will simply write it. So this is not possible because f dash x does not have critical point. Means any value of the x, if you put it here, then you never get 0. Clear? So in this way simply you have to write, no problem. Clear? So let's go for the number 2. One more question. Roman number 2. This also important. So if this type of question come, then this come in 1 mark, 1 or 2 marks. There is not big deal to solve this type of question. Very easy. Just you have to know about the function properly. Okay, and the domain of the function. So let's see question number 4, Roman number 2. Roman number 2. G of x equal to log x. G of x equal to log x. Now log x, if you find g dash x, then it will become what? 1 by x. Okay, now domain of this, if you write the domain of the log x, what you will get? 0 to infinity is the domain. Okay, 0 to infinity is the domain of log x. Clear? So f dash x here not possible. Okay, is never become 0. Okay, f dash x, it's never become 0. So if you put the value from here 0 to infinity, okay, not 0, this is open interval, not 0, other than 0 to infinity, then you never get f dash x equal to 0. So it's not possible. Okay, so g dash x does not have critical point. No critical point. Okay, so g dash x, g of x does not have maxima or minima. Okay, minima. So this is question number 4. One more question remaining in question number 4. Number 3. You try the number 3. Okay, you try number 3. And some of the Roman number we not complete from question number 3 also. You try this all the question that are easy. So in NCERT book, what happened? The toughness increase from question number 1. This is little easy, and then toughness increase in this way. So the last question from the exercise is very important. So in my next class we are going to solve question number 5, 6, 7, 8 like that. One by one we solve every question. Okay, every question of this exercise. These all the questions are very important. So that's all for today. Okay, so thank you and have a good day.